As you're hearing the stories of the people, please imagine that there are 40,000 people like that every single week in New Mexico. There are 40,000 stories like that every week. And for every 2 people we help, there is one we're unable to reach. Imagine also that there are 20,000 people who are not being helped, and imagine what their stories must be like.
I don't know if people realize how many people really need help at work, food and other stuff. I've been in Albuquerque for a while, and seen so many people on the streets. There's churches and other places trying to help people, but there's just very little, you're only limited to so much. I try to stay positive, but you're always worried. There's been some days I haven't been 3 days without food. It's even hard getting jobs. People are like, I applied at 60 different places. Only 25 gave me applications. I never thought the United States would be like this.
It is a difficult time for thousands of New Mexicans struggling to find work.
I had this girl in my office, a young woman in her 20s, and she had difficulty filling out her client card, and she was shaking. And I asked her if I could help her, and she said, "Well, I'm hungry, I haven't eaten." And I said, "Well, how long has it been since you've eaten?" And she said it had been 4 days. And she literally took everything she could to sit in that chair. So we quickly, got her food immediately, and forget the paperwork. We'll do that later. I've done this work for 22 years. And the reason I ended up here was because my husband, we had 2 little kids, and he was in a car accident and broke his neck. So we found ourselves on the end of having no income. And I had to swallow my tongue and get up the nerve and go ask for help. And they embraced me. I'm gonna cry. And they loved me, and they visited with me, and they supported our situation. And we got out of it.
A single day is a long time to go without food.
I'm unemployed. I got 3 kids, and I can't provide for them on my own, and I have to ask the state for help. It takes a lot of me to do that, and I've always been referred over here, but this is actually the first time I actually had to use it.
I've been working full-time with the same law firm for 15 years. Unfortunately, I have not had a raise since February of 2006, because when you're working in the private industry, you can't make it sometimes, so they are not able to give me a raise, but they are able to keep me at the same salary, which is hard when the price of gas is not the same as it was in 2006. Utilities are not the same. Groceries are not the same, so this has really been a godsend for me and others, lots of others.
I'm not proud to say this, but I've eaten out of dumpsters more than once. And I can tell you where the best dumpsters are, unfortunately. When you don't have money for food, you just don't have money for food. And actually, it's one of the nice things about the food bank is a lot of the people I know that used to do a lot of dumpster diving don't have to do it anymore.
The basics. If I had the basics, I could do it.
At times, basic necessities become luxuries.
Our program is very specifically for low-income working families. So it's not it's really for families that are working to better themselves. One of the families is a single mom. She has 2 children, a 3-year-old and now a 5-year-old who just went off to kindergarten just a month ago. But she got a 40-cent raise, and it kicked her off of all assistance programs. So she lost her state contract, she lost her food stamps, she lost everything. And how wonderful that she did, she earned a raise, and and she got kicked off of everything. So after that happened is when everything went downhill for her. So here's something fabulous at work happened, but it made everything else just go downhill.
Full-time employment doesn't guarantee food on the table.
15 years ago, I was a jeweler with a thriving company in Santa Fe, and I got sick, and they didn't know what it was. Pretty much didn't have any extra money because my co-pays alone, co-pays for medications that I have to take, is between $700 and $900 a month. So I came the first day, and it was scary because I didn't know anyone, and I didn't know the procedure, but everyone here was so great that I've actually gained weight. I was like 85 pounds when I moved to the village, and I'm thriving, and it's because of what they're doing here.
I can buy some food, but I can't buy too much food because I don't have a refrigerator to buy any really cold food to eat. So whatever I get from here, I cook within the next 2 to 3 days. We don't have running water, and we have to haul our own water. The water we get here, we use that for drinking water, and that we have to go real easy on it sometimes.
Events like a medical crisis or a layoff create challenging times.
Last year I was a first-year teacher at the high school, and due to educational budget cuts, I didn't get rehired this year. So now I'm looking for work as a teacher or really anything I can find. It's very difficult right now.
Last year was the first year that Miss Godbolt helped in this program where every Friday whichever family signed up would come home with a backpack full of food. And to be honest, for us it was sort of like, wow, Christmas, and like we all gathered around the table and one kid would open it and the other kid would take each piece of food out one by one, and so it was like actually a really fun event.
It's been a very helpful program to us, and I know that anybody who receives it, it definitely helps. It's not something that we take lightly. We really appreciate every week when they come home with that backpack. We really appreciate it.
40,000 New Mexicans struggle to put food on the table each week, just like the ones you met today.
Do I have enough to feed the kids? And they always ate. That's one thing I will say. I didn't always eat, but they did. That's part of being a parent. They have to eat first, and if there's anything left, then I get to eat.
Don't take it for granted. If you have it in your kitchen, don't take it for granted. And if you see somebody in need, help them, because I do. Even if it takes out of my mouth, I will help others.